We're back with Robert Wolf, the former UBS America's chair, and he also does a lot of work with President Obama. They're personal friends. He's an economic advisor, and so we want to learn a little bit about that. What's it like to work with the president, Robert?
No matter Republican or Democrat, when you're able to work for the president, just pinch yourself. Because when you're sitting in the Oval Office having a real conversation about the economy, it's not partisan, okay, at all. I mean, you're around CEOs and economists who care about one thing. How do we get jobs back? How do we get wages back? What should we be doing? I mean, and I stay in my sandbox, so I don't really get involved with the health care or foreign policy. I've always stayed in my economic advisory and have had 3 different appointments.
Is your relationship, you were friends with the president before he was president, when he was Senator Obama. Has your relationship changed as a result of the fact that he's president now?
It's obviously changed. I mean, but we've also known each other now a lot longer. Well, I can't call him Barack. I call him Mr. President, although I slip once in a while. It's just changed in the sense that I have to make sure I separate when we're, playing golf or doing something personal, and when it's, when you're acting as an advisor. And what I've learned, and I think many have, always give your best ideas and never care if they use them or not. Because your goal is to make sure if he ever thinks one idea makes sense, be glad that you helped them. And so I never worry about whether they use my things or not.
Have you had a tough conversation with him where you said, hey, listen, you're going right, and you probably should be going left? No pun intended. Yeah. You're going left. You probably should be going right.
Listen, when there were the Wall Street Journal lead articles, Obama's lead blocker, and the fat cat with the president's ear, and I'm running a firm in 49 states, and a lot of them aren't loving him, and 30 countries, and a lot of them aren't loving him. Yeah, it was hard, and we talked about it at times, but at the end of the day, I tried to make sure I did what was best for UBS in the business, and I gave him my best advice. But yeah, during the campaign situation...
You beat him at golf, or you play client golf?
No, I'm not that great of a golfer. He's beating me. He's improved his game big time.
But Bob, when the history books are written, and you're talking about business specifically and how President Obama viewed business and the business world, people will hear that comment that he once made, you didn't create those jobs. That will not ring positively with a lot of people who put sweat equity into starting a tiny business, whether it was Starbucks or Home Depot or some up-and-coming coffee chain that we've never heard of yet. It's not going to sit well.
Listen, I think when you're on the campaign trail, there's a lot of populist rhetoric that gets said, and I think that, unfortunately, in this news media cycle, when you're being quoted 24/7, you may look to have said things you could take back. But you don't see the 23 hours, 59 minutes, okay, of all the positive stuff he's saying about business, like last week about poverty coming down, wages going up. So there's a lot of good things happening. And you know what? What I try to do is I try to ignore the rhetoric. I try to say, what are the actions being taken? And which is why I wrote the infrastructure piece. It's about public-private partnerships. We need to get people working together so we can build this country back again.
Great. Good to see you.
Appreciate you being on.
Robert Wolf, 32 Advisors, named after his jersey, 32. And when you hear somebody answer the phone, it's him.